Drive Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Outdoor Drive Podcast. Oh, it just said that, so I don't know why I even say that every single time. Why would you do that? Trevor, stop doing that. Well, this is your boy East Coast Trev, and I'm here with the Madman Mardick.
Present.
Oh, I feel like, when I say it, the Madman Mardick, I feel like it's like a hunting, I mean, not a hunting, yeah, this is a hunting show. No, like it's
You're
a
fucking mess today.
It's not a hunting show. It's like a wrestling show. The Madman Mardick. Like you see like those midget wrestlers and they're, well, actually.
I feel like the listeners right now are getting the inside look of what the voices in your head sound like.
They don't want to hear the voices in my head. But I'm just saying is that like if I watched this this reel. I think it was an Instagram reel maybe. And they had the midget wrestlers, and they were around the ring, and it was like, oh, the Kevin, the midget monster, and like there was all of them, and then like,
where do you get these reels from?
I don't know, dude. It just like showed up on my phone, but I'm just saying is like,
you got a screwed up algorithm.
Yeah, but when I introduce you, the Madman Mardick, no,
you
didn't get that part of it.
You lost me about 45 seconds ago.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Well, never mind. I guess. I don't know. The grind of the hunting season, it's kind of gotten me like crazy and loopy. I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is you're just like, I don't know. Maybe not.
That's when the voices really kick in your head.
The voices.
After 12 hours sitting in a tree by yourself.
I don't know. I don't sit 12 hours in a tree. Just you.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I just got back to society this week. I'm back to work.
Oh.
After 3 weeks.
After occasion.
I feel like I haven't seen anybody in 3 weeks.
Yeah, well. But you haven't seen anybody in 3 weeks.
I know it was great.
Well, now you're back to work, and that's
work.
the way it goes, man.
Actually, I was looking forward to go back to work because I get to sleep in.
That's true.
Sleep in on a work day because I don't have to get up as early.
Very true.
It's pretty sad when I don't know if it's sad or a good thing, but going to work is an easier day than hunting all day.
Yeah. No, that's definitely the truth. It's definitely nice. I don't know. I mean, hunting's still on the brain and on the mind, and like there's still deer on camera. Some new bucks have been showing up and all that and everything, but I don't know. My mind is somewhere else. Well, you guys already know that.
Your mind's always somewhere else.
But anyways, no, my mind is on trapping. Like trapping starts today, technically, and right now, as you guys are all listening to this, it's opening day of land trapping and beaver season. So
it's always beaver season.
No. That starts December 1st, like I said, and
you need some steel in the ground.
Yeah, I'm actually super pumped to do it, dude. It's something that I haven't done in a couple of years. Used to be really big into it. Used to love it. Used to run a ton of traps. And actually, a good buddy of ours and listener of the podcast, Buddy, had asked me if I would trap some coyotes for him. And it kind of, the needle got stuck, dude. And I am super pumped, dude. I reached out to a couple of friends, a couple other people. Gonna do some water trapping. Gonna, Trapper Tom, Mr. Tom. How do you say his last name?
Tags.
Elagio, Elisi. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, so me and him we're gonna trap together, do some beaver trapping and doing some water trapping and stuff like that. So super pumped for that. So that's kind of like what's on the agenda. But whatever. I'm gonna do a couple of videos. Kind of teach you what was going on. I spent the past 2 days painting traps and waxing and dyeing and driving around and spending way more money than I probably should on any type of hobby, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
right?
You've been busy.
Yeah, just something a little bit different. I'm going to get in the deer woods, waiting for muzzleloader season. Hopefully a little bit of snow hits the ground. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, whatever. It is what it is. But so it is what it is. What do you say? Should we go see what our good buddy across the pond get a word from our sponsors?
Yeah, send it over there.
All right.
Oi, you! Yeah, you! Put down that mug of Joe and get your lips wrapped round one of these bad boys. That's right. Nor'easter game calls. Give it a blow. Nor'easter game calls. Get 'em in close. This winter, use Huntworth's Heat Boost products for impeccably warm body parts, guaranteed. Get more for less with Huntworth. Vital Ground Outdoors. For all your climbing hardware needs. Amstel Mobile Hunting redefined with Vital Ground Outdoors. New Era Archery, home of the Zeus Broadheads as well as the Hera. Let the Zeus loose with New Era Archery. I would just like to thank our generous sponsors. Back over to you, Trevor.
Well, thank you, Manish. We really appreciate it, buddy.
As always.
And thank you to all the sponsors. If you guys haven't gone and checked any of those guys out, probably should go and do so. You're missing out.
I'll tell you what, I know we can't say enough good things about him, but I don't know how I would have survived this rutcation without Huntworth.
No.
I mean, I was hanging and banging every day, and it was cold.
And getting heat boosted.
Well, just being able to pack those clothes in because they're not, bulky like some of the clothes I've had in the past.
Very true.
So I was able to roll up my jacket and my vest and hoodie and all that stuff into that hickory pack. And I was cold leaving the truck because I was barely wearing any clothes. It was 25 degrees out, but being able to pack those clothes in, hanging my set, getting all situated in the tree, and then getting dressed in the tree, and then sitting all day, 5 in the morning till 5 at night. I mean, I don't know what I would have done without it.
It's kind of crazy because, like, it does get warm during the day, but you're still chilled because you never knock that chill. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you're wearing that heat boost all day, even though it's kind of warm out.
Yeah,
it's
like I said, you almost have to be cold when you leave the truck because if you're already warm leaving the truck, you're in trouble.
Yeah,
you're gonna break a sweat.
One of the things I don't do is I don't turn on the heat in the morning. So when it's cold in the truck, I just leave it the way it is.
Right.
Like I don't turn on the heat.
Right.
When I get like maybe 5 minutes away from where I'm going, I roll down the windows.
Kind of get acclimated.
Cold. Dude, you have to, man. It's so important. It's such a crucial way with the cold weather, and I mean you definitely have to do that, but it is what it is, man. Screw it. I don't know. You just I don't know. Just watch out. Don't get heat boosted. That's definitely an important part of it. But no, we have all of the sponsors are definitely good. I mean, like, dude, I grunted in another buck this week. Yeah, but we won't talk about that. We're gonna have a season recap. Because I think, and we keep beating around the bush if you guys haven't realized it, because we don't want to break into our last couple weeks of hunting because there's been a lot of stuff that's happened. For you guys that are on social media, kind of know what's going on, but we've kind of kept it on wraps for just a BS session between us of what actually the trials and tribulations. Yeah, we haven't shot anything in a bit, but there's a reason for it because we've both been targeting some very big deer, and it just didn't come together. And we'll talk about that at another time.
It ain't over yet either.
No,
but
it's not even close to over.
It hasn't been a complete failure. It's been good.
No, it's been very good.
Great, yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely great. I mean, we reviewed the footage of a big buck that I had in the area. You've had some big bucks in the area. Just no shot opportunities. I shot at a good buck and deflected. It's just the way it goes, man. It's just that's hunting, and it's all and the thing is, I thought about it this morning, right? So I'm driving to go. I had to do some errands and meet up with a landowner, and I'm driving in the truck, and I do most of my thinking in the truck. I probably should focus on driving because I'm probably the worst driver, but I was thinking, it was 31 degrees on the dash this morning. There was frost on the windshield when I got up, and I'm jumping in the truck, and it's 7:30 in the morning, and I'm like, dude, I should be in the woods. I should. And then I started thinking about it. Bro, I started hunting the last week of August. Last week of August, I started grinding. And even before that, we started off with turkey season, right? So you're up at 4 o'clock in the morning every single day, turkey hunting all day long, traveling Maryland. We're all over God's creation to turkey hunt. And then I went into hunting season. I'm up at 2:30 in the morning every single day, working 12, 14, 16-hour days. Then it snapped in August. I went to bear camp for 2 weeks, hunted hard, real hard up there in bear camp, came back home, worked for, 2 months, and then I went off in October to Sitka season, and then I came home and it got right in the rut. Dude, I mean, you're talking, bro, just been going at it forever, bro. I mean, it's just been an absolute grind. So I felt bad not going in the woods this morning, but in the same token, I'm okay with throwing it in, and then I'm going to do something different to relax and kind of break up the monotony of hunting every single day. I mean, yeah, I sucked up and kind of freaking, didn't hunt as hard as I wanted to through the rut, but it was warm, rain, this, that, and the other thing, but it is what it is. I'm not going to make excuses for myself, but...
No, not at all. I remember, let's see here, it was November 19th, it was a Saturday, and a good friend of ours, Cap, had shot a deer and it hit us up to go help him out.
Yeah.
So I think we said we were close.
Both going to hunt until 10.
Yeah.
That morning.
Yeah. So I was going to sit longer, but I told him, I said, I'll get down and I think I sat till 9:30 because I had a longer drive. I'll sit till 9:30. I'll be there for 10. You were right up the road. You were going to sit till 10. We'll meet there at 10:15. So whatever. Long story short, we won't get into details, but we went and helped Cap. By the time we were back in the driveway, kind of just sitting around bullshitting around the tailgate, I had this anxious feeling inside me, I gotta go, I gotta run, because I'd been going, and I'm like, I gotta get home, I gotta get something to eat, get my clothes back on, I need to get back in the woods for this afternoon. And then I was like, no, you don't. Just enjoy the moment. You're with your boys right now. You haven't seen anybody at that time. I had been 2 weeks into my vacation, and I had done nothing but hunt every day. And I'm like, just stop. You're with the boys right now. You're sitting around the tailgate. Enjoy it. Enjoy the camaraderie. Have some good conversation, some laughs. I don't have to hunt. Yeah, it's Saturday afternoon, and a ton of freaking deer died that day too, because it was, I think that was the first Saturday of gun season.
It was.
But I'm like, I don't need to be in the woods right now. I've been out every day for 2 weeks. I can miss an afternoon hunt. It's not the end of the world. And I think we ended up going and getting some lunch. And then we went and helped another friend recover a buck that day.
Yeah, Devin shot his.
And like I said, I had this anxious feeling like I needed to be somewhere else. And I needed a wake-up call to say, no, you don't. Just, enjoy the moment, which was good. I needed it at the time.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, you have to break up that monotony, especially if you're grinding hard and you're doing those things. I mean, that's just the way that it goes. I guess breaking up monotony probably is a good thing. Why don't we break real quick and go and see our good buddy, Mr. Mike Salter, with the news from your cruise.
All right, guys, why don't we buckle up and see what's going on in the world of news with Mr. Mike Salter.
Hey everyone, we're going to start this one off in Utah, where the Division of Wildlife Resources is recommending changes to rules on Utah prairie dogs, which would go into effect if they are delisted under the Endangered Species Act. The changes proposed are for take of prairie dogs for situations where there are conflicts, allowing regulated control of prairie dogs that are causing damage to private landowners. The DWR is also proposing some changes to black bear hunting and fur bear seasons. There are no changes proposed to the permit numbers or harvest objectives, but the black bear management plan will expire next year, prompting a proposal of changes to the plan. The proposed changes include allowing a hunter with a valid bait permit to hunt over another hunter's bait with written permission, allowing a single metal container with a max of 55 gallons to be used for bait if securely attached at the bait site, prohibiting chocolate or cocoa as bait since it can be toxic to animals, requiring bait sites to comply with all DNR or DWR rules, but that DWR not review and approve them before a COR is issued, and eliminating the mandatory orientation course, but instead providing educational materials to permit holders with their mailed materials. The DWR is also proposing to eliminate the fall bait season so it doesn't overlap with hound hunting season, since it is illegal to use both bait and hounds on a hunt. Other recommendations include keeping the bobcat season dates and permit numbers the same for 2023, and recommending closure of 3 Mile Creek and Reservoir Canyon to beaver trapping to facilitate beaver introductions to help with habitat projects. The DWR is looking for public's feedback at meetings on December 6th, 7th, and 8th, and January 3rd. Comments can be submitted prior to the meeting via online forms, and the meetings can be viewed virtually or attended in person. Now to Wyoming, where the Wild Harvest Initiative and Wyoming Game and Fish Department have results from their wild meat sharing and consumption surveys. The surveys were designed to gain information about the amount of food annually harvested in Wyoming by recreational hunters and how this food is shared with other community members, including non-hunters and community food sharing organizations. The survey shows that 93.5% of successful hunters share a significant portion of their harvest with others. More than half of those are community members outside of the hunter's household, showing how hunting positively impacts the larger community. Over 72% of hunters shared harvest with family members outside of their household, 63% shared with friends and neighbors, 14% shared with associates from work, clubs, and organizations, 4% with churches, and 3.7% with charities, food banks, or those in need. And only 0.6% of successful hunters did not share their harvest with people outside of their household. This equates to sharing with 168,000 people outside the hunters' households, and 16.8% of the harvested meat, or 1.7 million pounds, was shared outside the hunters' homes. So some true numbers showing the great impact of hunting on those communities. Next to Nebraska, where they have seen a 45% decline in sightings of wild turkeys by rural mail carriers over the past 15 years. And now the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission is funding a study with $1.8 million in fees from guns, ammo, and hunting permit sales. The intent of the study is to understand how wild turkeys are faring, what problems they are facing, and what steps, if any, might help the population bounce back. Researchers from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln and University of Georgia will spend the next several years studying Merriam's turkeys in western Nebraska for baseline numbers. Teams will catalog how many turkeys lay eggs, how many eggs in each clutch survive, and where adult turkeys acquire food and choose shelter, and track turkey movements to figure out the kind of cover they seek at what times of the year, and how their choices affect survival. This information will be used to decide limits and seasons in future years, so some great research going on there. Lastly, to Maine, where deer hunters have broken the record for deer harvest in a single season already, with 2 weeks of expanded archery and muzzleloader hunting still remaining. There have been 41,875 deer taken so far, which surpasses the record of 41,735 set in 1959. The Department of Inland Fish and Wildlife is not prepared to explain the record harvest, but the revamped antlerless deer permit system may be one explanation. The changes in the system allows permit holders to harvest an antlerless deer in designated WMUs while also being able to hunt a buck statewide, letting hunters shoot at least 2 deer in a year. The numbers are already also showing a 7.5% increase over last year, and it marks the 4th time that hunters have eclipsed the 41,000 deer harvested mark, but the first since 1968. This trend is continuing after the 2021 season saw a 17% increase in harvest over 2020. So congratulations to those successful in the North Woods. With that, enjoy the rest of your ride.
As always, thank you, Mr. Mike Salter. If you guys have some news for Mr. Mike, what's going on in the world, make sure to hit him up, Bearded Bow Hunter 21, or you can send it on over to us at outdoordrivepodcast@gmail.com, or head on over to our website. Make sure to hit the subscribe and like button on everything so that you can follow along on what we have going on here. We have some new merch and stuff. We have a little facelift coming down the pipe. So
We do?
Well, yes, we do.
What kind of facelift?
I don't want to talk about it too much, but we have a facelift. We're going to do some retrofitting around here, and things are going to change. You're going to see a little bit different things going on. But while we're talking about change, why don't you snap right into the Killer's Corner? You got a couple of those?
I don't have any.
Bro, there's no way. There's not a way. Not
I can't even.
No, dude.
I cannot even freaking keep up anymore.
We're 2 months behind already.
I'm constantly going through the page and I'm like double checking my list because I don't want to miss anybody.
Well, you got a bunch that added on today.
Yeah, no, I think I'm keeping up. If somebody feel whatever, we'll get to them all. What I do is I make sure I like every single post. So if I see one and I didn't like it, I'm like, oh, I probably missed that one. So, all right, we'll just.
What are we doing? 25 today?
I was going to do 10 today. 10. We're recording again tomorrow, so we'll do 10 today, 10 tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then we'll be
that
about,
yeah. So that's 10 today for this week and 10 next week.
Yeah,
we'll just keep them dragging on. Go ahead.
I only have 10 fingers, so I can't really count any higher.
We got 10 toes.
So let's see here. We got.
I hope.
You can help me with last names because you're the last name expert.
Yeah, right. I'm not. In this podcast, I couldn't even get the kid's first name right.
That's a fact.
I feel so bad, dude. I really do. Like, what an idiot.
Well, Trev's bloopers.
Yeah, well.
All right, we got Dan Gavioli.
Congratulations.
First Vermont buck, and I know he goes up there.
No, not congratulations to him. Congratulations to you for having the last name right.
Fuck off. Yeah, Dan Gavioli got his first Vermont buck, and I know he goes up there just about every year, right?
Yeah, he's been going there for
So congratulations to him. And then his buddy Steve Hoppy got a Vermont 5-pointer in the same camp. Michael McHugh got his first deer, so big shout out to you. Congratulations.
That's amazing.
Our good friend Samantha Troutman shot a beautiful buck. Real nice buck. How about a shout out for all the wags this year? You know what a wag is? The wives and girlfriends.
Yeah, wives and girlfriends.
They're all crushing it. Edward Kerr shot a coyote. We always like seeing dead coyotes. That's the best kind of coyote's a dead coyote. Ben Stanton. He's from, what's it called? Always Outdoors.
Yep.
Big shout out to him because he actually passed a spike buck to shoot a freezer queen, and I love seeing that.
Yeah.
If you want to put meat in a freezer, shoot them freezer queens, let them little bucks go. Our buddy Mike Swanson from Broadbrook Acres shot a 8-pointer. Real nice 8-pointer. Congratulations, Mike. Philip Cursup, 165-pound 10-pointer. Congratulations to you. Yep. Michael Tyler, what a great picture. Colorado Eastern Plains mule deer.
Captain Mike Tyler.
Oh, Captain Mike Tyler.
Oh, yeah, that's Captain Mike Tyler.
No disrespect for missing the captain, but great picture. I don't know if you guys saw it, but he has actually got his father in the picture with him. That was a good one. So congrats.
Yeah,
to
Mike.
him. Yeah,
Mike's a special guy, man. Mike used to guide out west. He kills some absolutely incredible mule deer. His trophy room is extensive. He killed a very big black bear this spring. He's just a phenomenal outdoorsman, hands down. He's just an incredible outdoorsman and woodsman. It's just incredible, absolutely incredible. And that mule deer, dude, is no far none. I bet you that thing's almost 190. I think he said it was 180 and some change, but a phenomenal.
And that was the one where the everyone was questioning why the skull plate was cut,
so
which is a lot of people didn't know. So why don't you explain that?
So a lot of time in traveling, it's very crucial because you have to pack it right, and you have to literally you have to pack it, and we get like pool floaties or something and cover the tips of it so it's not like pointy and stuff. But if you cut the skull plate in half, now you have 2 antlers virtually, and then you can wrap them up and bring them back home. Instead of, dude, could you imagine going onto a plane with a 180-inch mule deer?
No, I couldn't. But just out of curiosity, when you do something like that intentionally, can you still get it officially scored for like Boone and Crockett? Because it's a clean cut that you did intentionally, or how would that work? I'm just curious.
I don't think that you can because I believe that the rules in Boone and Crockett and Pope and Young are that it is an intact.
That's what I thought
plate.
too, but I didn't know if you intentionally did it. If it were not that I care because I'm not a big guy on scores anyways. So. But anyways,
most of those guys don't even care.
No,
it's not a problem.
And I don't blame them either. And then I got one more. Sam Sheldon Jr., a.k.a. Bone. What a nickname that is. Shot his first buck on opening day in Michigan, and I got to reach out to Sam and get some info because I think we need to send Bone a T-shirt for his first buck.
Oh, yeah. How old is Bone?
I don't know. I got to reach out to him. I didn't put it in my notes.
Well, what good are you?
I'm just trying my best, bud. This This is your world. I'm just living in it.
Jeez
This
Louise,
is Trevor
bro.
Berwick show.
Jeez, man. I can't even. Whatever, dude. If you're gonna do it, and at least you not suck at it, please.
Hey, I can only do my best, bud.
Well, whatever.
My best isn't good enough.
You know what? I don't even want to hear your voice. Can we get on with the show now? We'll go to Nevin's friends, Mr.
Is it
Dan
Nevin?
Burns.
Okay. I'm
Nevins.
glad you said it right.
All right, let's go. All right, we're back on the phone with Dan Burns. Dan, how are you doing, man?
Good, guys. How you doing?
Doing well, man. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us here on the Outdoor Drive and kind of tell your story. You got something kind of a little bit special.
Yeah, we do. It's special to me. It may not be special to a lot of people, but it's special to me, and then a whole bunch of other people that are involved with it.
Yeah.
So
You've been having a really good season. Things have been kicking off pretty well for you. Kind of winding down, or just kind of picking up.
it's picking up, but it's been busy since about the second week in July. We've been out getting in the outdoors and living a dream.
Nothing better than that. Man, why don't we turn this key? We'll put this thing into four-wheel drive. Why don't you tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and a little bit about what you do?
Well, my name's Dan Burns. I'm from western Pennsylvania, about an hour north of Pittsburgh, just out in the country. And we have an organization called Nevins Hunting Friends that takes special needs and disabled youth into the outdoors. Give them that outdoor experience like you and I can. It's difficult for them because of their illness or their disability to get out there. So most of the time, their parents are unable to take them due to they're not active in the outdoors, or they're financially not able to, or they just don't have the drive that the kids do.
So where did this all start, Dan?
This started back in 2013. My son Nevin and I went to a local game dinner at a church, and they were offering youth hunts for disabled kids and kids with illnesses. Just to let everybody know, my son Nevin was born with rheumatoid arthritis, which is a muscle disorder that is common in older folks, but he was one of the unfortunate ones that got it when he was born. So, if anybody out there that has it knows what he's going through, you can't hardly go. Your joints and your muscles do not. They're not like in warm-up mode. You just don't go. It's hard to walk. It's hard to ride a bike. It's hard to do mainly daily activities. So, Nevin being, not not able to, play football or baseball, soccer, or whatnot. He turned to the outdoors and enjoyed hunting and fishing, where it's not really stressful on your muscles to do it, which that's why he is where he's at today. Yeah. So, but it all started back in 2013 at the game dinner, and we went to a game dinner, or went to a deer hunt, and Nevin harvested his first deer at 7 years old. He turned 7 in January, he turned 7. And then his deer hunt was in the fall, so he got his first deer, and he was pretty hooked. After that, they asked him to come back for turkey season, which is in March, and then he turned 8 in January. And his turkey hunt, right before the turkey hunt, the landowner passed away.
Oh no!
So unable to go on that turkey hunt. But just to back up a little bit, at the deer hunt, there was different disabled kids there.
Was it a full disabled youth hunt, or was it just a youth hunt that they had put together for kids, or how did that all pan out?
It was a youth hunt that they put together for kids. But if you had a disability, they encouraged you to attend. And there was probably about 40 or so kids there.
Yep.
And if I remember correctly, there was only 4 or 5 disabled kids, and the rest were normal functioning kids. And at the deer hunt at the luncheon, there was kids that were sitting outside at a picnic table. Little girl that was in a wheelchair. She had spina bifida. Another boy that had a broken foot. He wasn't disabled, but I think he just had a broken foot. And Nevin was sitting there, and another boy that had some crutches. I believe he had the beginning stages of MS. So he was just sitting there, and I went outside and I said, everything okay? And he says, yeah, just muscles are hurting. So he's just sitting there relaxing. I said, all right, well, I'm going to go in here and, talk to these guys for a little bit longer. I'll be out and we'll hit the road. So, everything's cool. And, we hit the road, thanked everybody. And, we're just waiting on the call for March. But then we got the call that the landowner passed. So I proceeded to tell Nevin that the landowner passed away. Mr. Barrett was the guy's name. And he says, that's a shame. He says, I was really looking forward to going back over there for turkey season. I said, yeah, I know. I said, we'll just find another place to go. And, just the two of us will go. And he says to me, he says, well, why don't we take the kids hunting? And I said, which kids are you talking about? And he says, we can take the kids that were at the deer hunt. And I said to him, I said, Nevin, we can't, there's no possible way I can take out 40 kids. I don't have the room or the manpower or anything like that. I said, there's no possible way. And he says, no, he says, I want to take my friends. And I said, Nevin, what is your friends? And he says that the friends were at the picnic table. He says, they can't go like I can. He says, I want to give them the opportunity to go hunting. And I said, that's good. I said, well, that's a lot better than 40, but we'll see what we do. And I met up with the little girl that was in the wheelchair. Her name was Ariana Evans, and I met up with her and her dad. And I got to talking with him, and I told him what Nevin's idea was. And he says, hey, that it may sound like a good idea. And I was talking with my wife about it, and talking with my brother-in-law, and we decided, hey, maybe he's got an idea here that we can run with and try it. And we approached Nevin, because the first time I basically just blew it off because I thought he was crazy. But we talked it over with him, and we said, hey, let's try this and see what happens. We'll take a couple kids out and go from there. So, the fall of that year, deer hunting, we actually took out 4 kids with Nevin, and 3 out of the 5 kids got a deer. It was pretty impressive. We, after that hunt, I sat down with Nevin and I said, hey, is this a one-time thing? Or I said, you want to run with this and see where it goes, and the boy being 8 years old, he's all for it. He doesn't realize what's entailed for it.
He's dreaming to the stars.
Yeah, I mean, he's just happy to go hunting.
Right,
he's
of course.
typical 8-year-old kid. They don't really care. But he ran with it, and I said, hey, we got to call it something, and he says, let's call it Nevin's Hunting Friends. So each kid that we take out, through the years, now those are his hunting friends. But it's become more than that. They become family, and they're really close with one another, and all the kids, they got all phones nowadays, so they're all texting and talking back and forth, and they're calling me and and asking us when the next hunt is. But that started back in 2013 with that hunt, and 2014 he had the idea, and and as of now in 2022, we take out about 20 kids at a time, hunting, fishing, and we expanded a little bit before in 2019, I think we expanded the organization to not only deer hunting and turkey hunting, but we go pheasant hunting, we go goose hunting, dove hunting, we go up to Lake Erie for walleye fishing. We kind of expanded it through, instead of 2 hunts, there's 9 different hunting activities, fishing activities that we go through each year. And then 2020, we made the idea that if you are in our organization from whatever age, the ages 7 to 17, which is the PA youth season, whatever age that you are in the organization, you stay in our organization until you're 17. So you can do all the events throughout the year, and then you stay with us through the number of years. So some kids can be with us for 10 years if they start at 7.
Wow.
So, that's what puts us above and beyond somebody giving you a hunt. A lot of people on TV or, the pros or whatever, they'll donate a hunt and take you out on that hunt. And then when you're done with, they don't see that person again. It's kind of a one and done deal where we'll take them out, completely for how many years until they're out of the program in 17. We got kids that are graduating the program this year that were the original 5 in 2013 that started the group.
So those guys are now 17, or this will be their last year?
This will be their last year. Yes, Nevin is 17 right now. The turkey hunt that's coming up in March for our organization is his last.
Wow. So then what is he going to – so then he's just going to become a volunteer and help out? I mean, obviously he's not going to leave the organization.
No. He's actually, over the past couple of years, he's been kind of slacking off on himself going hunting and decides to take a kid out, with me. I go with him, but we take a kid out for one of the activities, and he'll let that child or get their animal before Nevin goes. So he's kind of putting them forward. He's already stepping up, and he don't even know it. It's just coming natural to him. I told him when I started the organization, I did all the leg work, I did all the brain work. Got the 501c. We did all that in 2014. And I said to him, I said, by the state of Pennsylvania, when you turn 18, you can take over. I said, that's coming up soon. I said, I will help you out as much as I can and whatever I can. But I said, this is your baby now. So, you got to step up and do it. And he's ready. He does everything with me. I just do the legwork because he's under 18, so. But, there's a lot involved to do it. You got to, once one event's done, you got to start for another one. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm glad that he had this idea. Over the past, it's been 8 years, we've helped over 200 kids. He's actually, if somebody contacts him that is over the age of 17, but they still don't have a place to go or they need some help to go, he'll offer and he'll say, yeah, let's go. He don't really care. It does, the age limit doesn't matter to him. As far as organization does, our organization only does 7 to 17, but he'll do it. Just for instance, we took a 52-year-old blind guy out this year.
Wow.
Didn't have a place to go, and I said, yeah, let's go. Don't matter to me. They have what they call red tag season here in Pennsylvania. It's deer crop damage areas for farms. Mm-hmm. And we found one of the farms and, we went up there and, the man harvested deer. You would have never thought that a blind guy could hunt, but he did, he just loves it. So, I mean, that's, he just steps up in different ways, and it's remarkable. Um, couldn't be more proud.
So there's a lot of I mean, troubles that you guys go through with having the disabled kids. I mean, it's not like obviously like a full normal hunt, right? Or how does that work?
Well, we take out, we have four kids in a group, or four people in a group. You have your kid, your parent. We have a mentor and then a cameraman. So there's four people in each group. We don't put nobody in a tree. Everybody stays on the ground in ground blinds. We have 20 different mentors and 20 different cameramen that go with these people. And we place them in different areas, different farms all across the county. And then all the farmers, they post their properties so nobody else can come in there when they're hunting, which is good. Um, and then they just, hope for the best. It's public land. They have just, some days they don't see nothing, and other days they see a bunch. It just depends on what animal they do.
That's crazy. And now you only hunt in Pennsylvania, and it's only for Pennsylvania residents, or how does
No,
the
yeah, no,
organization work?
we hunt in Pennsylvania. Anybody across the United States can join our organization. It doesn't really matter. The only thing you have to be is between the ages of 7 and 17, and have a parent with you. And then when you get here, you just purchase a hunting license, whether you're in state or out of state. And those are the only three requirements to have. If you don't have nothing else, we will provide it for you. As far as clothing or firearms or anything like that, we will provide it for you.
So you said that there's a cameraman with you. Like you guys film every single hunt.
We've we film everything from start to finish. We first decided to do it just to give the back when CDs were good, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and to give everybody a memento CD of what they're doing. But we kind of stepped it up a little bit, and we got an editor involved and made a TV show and called it NHF TV. Uh, but we didn't have no adults on it. It was all kids hunting, wording, everything except for the narrator. So it was the first one in America with all kids. Um, After that, there was a few more that popped up, but we put it on. It's called it Gen 7 Network, which is like Mojo TV online stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we put 2 seasons of that on there, and we're now currently, we're trying to up the game a little bit and trying to find a different platform. We're trying for television now, so we want the whole country to see, what it's like for these kids, with disabled disabilities and stuff, and nothing stops them. And it shouldn't stop you. We have the drive to go every day. We're perfect, healthy adults. These kids just trying to get them out there. To put a smile on their face is the number one goal. And whatever it takes to do that, we'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
What do you think? Like one of the hardest hunts that you've done with somebody that has the disability. Like what is one of the hardest disabilities to have to deal with throughout the hunting? Um,
well, as far as a hunt with a disability, any type of bird, because you got to have range of motion. It's not like a deer. You can put a gun in a tripod and shoot it. When something's flying in the air and you got to try to follow it, that is probably the hardest for the kids to do.
mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm telling you, these kids, they shoot better than me sometimes, and it's unbelievable. You got a kid with, just for instance, I have a kid with um, Duchenne muscular dystrophy. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's
No.
their bones and everything is just deteriorating. Their age limit for life is in the 20s. I mean, it's not very long at all. They fall down, they just get back up. And these kids, how they pick up these guns is unbelievable and shoot these pheasants out of the sky and shoot dove and geese. I mean, if you guys probably know, shooting a dove, you got to be quick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just unbelievable, and they'll shoot them out of the sky, and they are much better than me. Every once in a while, every summer we'll get together and say, hey, let's go grab a few boxes of skeet and let's just go shoot. Kids love that, and we'll take 10 or 12 boxes of skeet out there, and shoot 9,000 rounds of it. There's shells laying everywhere. I mean, they love it. And you can't tell them to stop. The only time you stop is when you run out of shells. That's it. Me, if I shoot 20 shells out of a skeet, I can't move for a day because my shoulder hurts and everything else, and it's just unbelievable. The willpower of these kids is just amazing, and that's what it's all about, trying to, instead of, a child sitting there and, say they're in a chair, don't have nothing to do, they sit there and watch television, they play on a phone or something, get them out in the outdoors, let them have a good time.
Was there like ever a moment like in your head that was like this dream came true? Like when did it all come to you that like this is it, like we made it happen?
Um, I would say probably when it first hit me real hard that, hey, look what we did. That was probably in, I would say probably 5 or 6 years ago when we had 18 kids out for the deer hunt. And we had, we had a group from, Southern Ohio come in and they helped us film and try to get the first season of the on the Gen 7 network. And I said, hey, we got to get everything going. We got to make this perfect. And we had 8 kids got their deer before lunch. We come in for lunch, had that, and went back out. And I think it was about, I think shooting time was like 5:15 or something. And like 5 o'clock, we still had like 3 more kids to get a deer. And then all of a sudden, I heard 3 shots right back to back. And they called me on the phone. And they said, we all got deer. They're all screaming and hooting and hollering. The kids are in the woods, you're supposed to be quiet. When you hear this hooting and hollering, you think something's the matter. And then all 18 got a deer that day. And it was just,
That's awesome.
It hits you.
Yeah, because you did it, man. Like you built this, and you and Nevin, and look what you're doing. I mean, to have 18 kids to get a deer all in one day. That's just tear jerking just thinking about it. Like those kids would never have been able to have the chance to do something if you didn't do this for them, or you and Nevin didn't do this for them. I mean, Nevin's
it was pretty
obviously.
good.
You can tell. We've never met Nevin, but you can tell he's definitely a special kind of kid. I mean, to think about other kids and to think about other people, to get them in the outdoors and share, what he loves with other kids that may not be able to do it, and to show them that they're able to do this, and that's an incredible thing. It really, honestly is.
Yeah, yeah. If you sit back and think about it, wow, he created this. Where can it go from here? You can only get better.
Right.
So we've had 100%. I think twice now. We've had last year we had 15. 13 out of 15 got their deer. One boy shot a deer and couldn't find it, and the other one had to go home because of a medical issue. So the chances of 100% is just it's out there every time. And it's just, like I said, to put a smile on their face is the why we do it. It's not about the harvest. It's about living a dream, and giving that opportunity to other kids and going from there. It's just, I'll do it probably till the day I die. But hopefully Nevin keeps it up and goes from there. We are a 501c. We're a nonprofit, and it's just it's hard to raise funds for the kids. And you have all the kids that that come to the fundraiser. The kids that are going out there hunting, they actually come and help. So you've done something right. And the best part about it is the kids that graduate the program that are over 17, most of them, not all of them, but most of them turn around and come back as a volunteer, and they mentor other kids that go out. This past weekend was, the rifle season started here. We had a kid from Ohio that aged out of the organization that has become good friends with Nevin and comes over here, and we took him out hunting all weekend.
That's awesome.
Nevin already tagged out in archery season, so he was free to go, and we just, we all went out and had a good time. And that boy, he ended up getting doe on Saturday.
That's
Which
awesome.
is, it's just something special that they bond and create a friendship just over this, and then they might be friends for life.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable.
Now there's a whole nother side to it though, because like kids with disability, like you were saying, that that might not only live until 20 or something, and you have them in
Mm-hmm.
that program. I mean, there's obviously been like some type of situations like that you've had to encounter too, with losing children that have
Yeah,
been in the group too.
yeah. Um, we haven't lost anybody as far as kid wise through the organization, but we did the little girl that was at the picnic table at the deer hunt. She ended up passing away. She was only 23. But I am friends with her dad. Nevin's good friends with the dad. I talk to him all the time. He comes up and still volunteers. And we named our turkey hunt after her.
Oh, really?
So if you ever look, I don't know if you guys looked at any of the YouTube. We have YouTube. Nevin's hunting friends, and her name was Ariana, and the last she died 2 years ago. And every time Nevin goes out in the woods, we have a sponsor of Hardy Face Paint, and he puts a letter A on his cheek.
That's insane.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
and he does it for her.
Wow.
So,
That's tough. That's
sorry,
super
man.
tough. Yeah, no, it's just it's incredible that what you guys have done. I mean, this is you see the Wounded Warrior stuff, and you see some of the other stuff and some of the organizations that these guys put together for people to get in the outdoors, and I mean they
Mm-hmm.
have their own special place. But I
Mm-hmm.
think us, I mean it's kind of crazy because like me myself personally, and kind of the outdoor drive in itself is always advocated for youth hunters and getting youth hunters into the outdoors. So like your
Mm-hmm.
organization and what you're doing is 100% special to us. Like we this is incredible. It's absolutely incredible what you guys are doing, what you guys have built, what is to come from Nevin's friends. It's nuts. You guys,
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely an incredible thing. It really
Mm-hmm.
honestly is. It's I I don't even know what to say. Kind of lost for words, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a special organization, and it's hard out there. It's like I try to get sponsors for the kids. We have some major sponsors as far as Nevin himself has Martin Archery.
Hmm.
They give him bows and all that, and he shoots for that. And we have Ozonics and Hardy Face Paint. We got all the big guys, and they give products for all the kids to use. And when I take a picture of the kids and I send it to the people for the organizations and the sponsors. They just love it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ozonics. That they're a major company throughout the org. Our kids, every one of them. If you've ever been to a hospital, there is a smell in the hospital that doesn't match nothing.
Hmm.
The guy that created Ozonics was a heart surgeon for a hospital. And if you ever been to an OR, you can smell Ozonics inside the OR. You put a child that has different bandages or different, medicines or whatnot, there's a smell. You can definitely smell it. And if you put somebody in a blind with those onyx, you have a deer walking 10 feet in front of you because they cannot smell it. You know what I mean? They have to be they're about the number 2 sponsor that we have. And it's just, I call Buddy Pallon and I'll tell him, send him pictures. And, that man is just ecstatic. He just loves the kids to get out there and puts a smile on his face. And, that's why he's been with us for 6 years. I mean, it's amazing. But I'd have to say the number 1 sponsor that we have will be Sawyer. You guys ever hear of Sawyer?
No, I haven't. You have, Steve?
The bug spray.
Bug spray, tick repellent, and bug spray.
I thought that was yeah.
I'm telling you, Pennsylvania is horrible for bugs. Ticks are just they're everywhere.
They get worse every year, it seems, too.
Yeah,
my God, they're everywhere. I got bites all over me and stuff like that, and I spray down. Putting a smile on a kid's face, because he sees a big old 110-inch deer walk in front of you, will dissipate real fast if they get a tick bite in their foot. I'm telling you, that's got to be the number 1 thing that we have is the Sawyer products. And it's just, but, all the sponsors, we can't do it without sponsors. We can't do it without, the other people that we have and, fundraising. Like I said, we're a nonprofit, so we have to rely on the public and fundraisers to even go. You know how expensive it is to take yourself out. We have to take out 20 kids at a time.
Well, and you said that you outfit these kids if they need something.
Yeah, if they need something, we'll get them. We'll get them camo, we'll get them orange. We'll get them whatever they need: boots, hats, gloves, anything that they need.
That's incredible.
Because a lot of them, the families don't have the funding to do that.
Right.
With their medical expenses and insurance nowadays, not everything's covered. And there's, it's sad to say, but some people out there don't even have enough food to survive. So, let alone hunting equipment. That's the last thing on their mind. So, but we get them going, and we had a camo clothing line that was sponsored, and they gave all the kids camo, and then they just got bought out. So that kind of shoots that in the foot. But we'll try, and we'll try to find somebody else.
Absolutely. So what's kind of some of the future plans for Nevin's Hunting Friends? Nevins. I keep saying Nevins. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's Nevins. Sorry.
Nevin, yeah. That's all right. But, we just, we had a big fundraiser last year, and we sent the kids that are over 12 years old, we sent them out of state to Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, West Virginia. I think we got one going to Illinois in March, and then we got a girl going to Florida in December for a gator hunt. We send each one of them on an out-of-state hunt, try to give them a hunt of a lifetime, basically, to, try to get them that different animal, bigger buck or whatever, over 140 or something, just to give them a different dream, and so we're doing that. We just sent 8 kids to Ohio last week. 4 kids got a big buck. One boy missed a buck. The one in Indiana this past weekend didn't see anything, so he was skunked. So we're just, and you can only do the over 12 ones because you got to have your hunter safety card if you're getting a license out of state. Once they turn 12, the younger ones, we'll be sending them out, whatever we can do to put a smile on their face, that's our goal.
That's so cool. So while they're in the program with you, they get to do one out-of-state hunt.
One out-of-state hunt, yeah.
Wow. So the girl, she's going to Florida to what? Shoot gators?
Shoot gators, yep.
That's like that's what she's wanted to do, or they get kind of like a choice to like.
Yeah, she's one of the. She was in the second year of our program. She actually has dwarfism.
Oh wow!
So she said, "I've shot plenty of deer. I've shot plenty of turkey. I wanted something different." I said, "Well, I'll have to try to find something different." And I found that. And actually, I found one last year, but it was too late to go. So we made it happen for this year. So she's ready to go.
That's not. That's so cool that they get the opportunity to go and do something a little bit. Man, you know, that's. I couldn't imagine the smiles. I really couldn't. I can't even. I can't even fathom the smiles of the kids' faces when they harvest these animals like for the first
Mhm.
time. I
Well, you are able to see them if you go on our website,
yeah.
nevinshuntingfriends.com. We take pictures. You can see everything on there. Smiles. I'm telling you, you need a screwdriver to pry a smile off your face,
Well, I know
and
how it
that's the
is.
goal.
I know how it is to hunt with a youth, right? Because I do a ton of youth hunting, but
Hmm.
to do with somebody who's disabled and might not maybe never thought that they would even be able to do it, you know. And
Yep.
that's one of the things. Like I think that's one of the hardest things is like the kids that. Like that, I personally would work with, right? Would be somebody who's grown up in a hunting family,
Hmm.
because but they would never like have turkey hunting because turkey hunting is obviously one of the easier things to do, right? I mean, because you call
Hmm.
the whatever, but like to be able to bring out a kid with with a disability that not in a hunting family, you know, and trying to be able to contact with those and get those kids out there. I mean, that's
Hmm.
something that they would never have expected to be able to do.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's definitely a special. There's definitely a special place for that for sure. There's no question about
Yeah. I
that.
mean, even kids that are growed up. For instance, we took the blind guy out there a few months ago, and in Pennsylvania, you have there's a Thursday, Friday, and a Saturday where military can go, disabled individuals can go, and the youth can go. So there was a guy, and we only go on Saturday because we take everybody one day, and that's so we can get it going. Well, we took a kid out that was in a motorcycle accident, and he was paraplegic. So he has a system on his track chair that he is paralyzed from the neck down. So he didn't have no use of his arms or nothing. And he blew into a hose to shoot his firearm. He had a local company come in from a gun dealer and put a system on his trigger. And he was able to do that. Nevin and I actually took him out, and he also harvested a doe on that Thursday.
That's
And that's
incredible.
got to be when you have somebody in a chair that is paraplegic and you can't move the chair. That was the hard part, trying to get his system turned around from left to right or right to left to get that deer in the scope. We have a company called Phone Scope, where your phone hooks directly to your scope itself, and it makes it bigger. But he actually had a 5x7 computer screen, like a little tablet,
Hmm.
that he hooked up to it. So it was really, really big, so he could see it. And he zoomed in and shot that deer. It was only about 70 yards, 80 yards, and it didn't go very far at all.
That's so
So
nuts. That's
yeah, and
so
he's
cool.
he's in his late 30s. So we Nevin's kind of escalated himself into helping over 17 years old. He did it twice this year. We'll see what happens next year. And it's just I applaud him for what he does. He's only 17 years old. I'm still kind of leery. He doesn't see the full picture of what he created. But it'll hit him one of these times. And he comes to we hold at meetings and fundraisers and all this stuff, and he's right there. We ask him his opinions, and and he gives us his thoughts, and um, he has a what they call it's called the NHF Kids Committee, where he'll get with the hunters and talk, and what would you guys like to see us do, or what can we do better, what can what it was there any problems, the whole 9 yards, and they talk. And I think it's just a laughing session, but I still give them that opportunity to do that, and he's kind of has his little group, and they're all talking, and they're all friends, and they're calling me wanting to know when the next hunt is, which is it's good. I they still have the interest. If you tell one of them that you can't take them on a certain day or whatever, yes, they get mad, but that's just a kid. We can't do everything for everybody. We all have lives too. So we're all volunteers. I don't get paid a nickel for it. So I've done it since 2014, and God knows how much money we spend in gas and all that, and it's just going higher and higher here in PA. But
Yeah, that's what everywhere across the board.
yeah,
It doesn't get any easier. I'll tell you that
yeah,
much.
it's terrible.
No.
So, but we just continue and get up every day and work at it some more. So,
Now, are you ever like looking for volunteers or people to help out, or so somebody's
yeah,
listening or something like that?
yeah, we are looking for volunteers all the time. Somebody, people get older and move on and, out of the area or whatnot, can't help because of the work schedule. And, people can go right to our website and volunteer. And, each one of the volunteers, you got to have your child safety check through the state of Pennsylvania. So, everybody's, we have all the good guys, helping the kids instead of any of the bad people. But, we, we take volunteers, and we rely on donations, and we we'll take as many people who want to sign up. We're always accepting kids. This right now we're down to 15 because we had some kids age out, and so we're good to go. And
They can get on the website too, same place.
yeah,
And
everything's on the website. Yeah, so
that's awesome.
and you can see everything from the website. Past hunts and fishing and videos and the whole 9 yards. So
That's awesome. Well, Dan, what we always ask this question, and I'll ask you it, man, and I bet you that it's definitely probably a very special answer, honestly. But Dan, what drives you outdoors?
what drives me? Uh, Watching these kids smile every time they go. I mean, it's just, you know, when you get there at 5 o'clock in the morning, parents are just getting their second cup of coffee, and half of them have toothpicks holding their eyelids open. And, the kids are out there raring to go. They got more energy than a freaking wagon wheel, I'm telling you. And, that's what drives you. And, whether they get something or not. And, if they do, they come back at lunch and they're all excited, and, they come up to you and give you a big old hug, and, you've done something right. And, that's why we do it. We do it for them, and we'll continue to do it for them. And so that's what drives me. So, if I tell people all the time, just take one day and take a kid out, it'll change your life. Whether they're disabled, whether they're not. If you see videos on TV of buck fever with them little kids, it's out there. But to see it with your own eyes, it's a totally different experience. So
It's kind of crazy because like myself, right? So for all right, we'll call it I'm professional fisherman, right? That's what I do for a living.
mm,
And to bring like my niece or nephew or another kid out fishing and just go sit by the pond and go pumpkin seed fishing or
mm,
bass fishing in a pond, like it brings you back and it kind of grounds
oh, yeah.
you and makes you think about it more than anything in the world. Like I can only imagine like if you were to go like if you were a big buck chaser and then you were gonna go and just go hunt a doe with a kid and just
Mm,
get grounded again, and and that's like every day with you. Like there's obviously like a special place every single time that you go hunting with
oh
one of
yeah.
these kids.
Mm, yeah. It's just, if you ever come to my house, we got mounts on the wall, we got furs on the wall, we got all kinds of hunting stuff, and ain't a single thing of it's mine. It's all the kids.
It's all the kids.
Yeah. Somebody comes to your house, they want to see the mounts. They say, "Where's yours?" I say, "Still out in the woods." And then, they smile too,
Mm-hmm.
because I'd rather see a kid get a deer than me get a deer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it don't matter to me anymore. Like we talked earlier, yesterday was the first deer I got all season. season started here back in end of July with the farmer tags. I ain't got nothing. You know what I mean? We took out, I don't know, we took out 15 or so kids. We took, the blind guy out. We took the paraplegic guy out, taking former members out. I'd rather do that than go out myself. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm not selfish, but, heck yeah, I'd like to get a big buck. But if a kid's hunting beside me, I'll let him shoot first. I mean, that's just the way I am. You know what I mean? And I took a parent out last night. One of the kids is that in the group. I took the parent out, and I let him shoot first. It's not my fault that he missed, but I got mine. That's just the way it goes. But I let somebody else go first.
Mm-hmm.
I've shot plenty of deer in my day. It's time for somebody else to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So my wife hasn't even gone out this year. She's got 3 tags left. Hadn't even been out. If I go out, take the kids, she's got to sit. She sits at home. So, but it is what it is.
Well,
that's my drive. Taking a kid out, get them out there. That's my drive for that's my fuel. So
I'll tell you this, Dan. The Burns family sounds like they got a special place for you, man, because you guys are angels. I mean, that's an incredible thing that you guys do for these kids and what you guys have going on over there. It's next to none, man. To hear these stories and everything that you got going on is incredible, man. And thank you for doing this for the hunting community, because this is something very special, dude. It really honestly is. This is incredible. And anything that we can do to be involved and help out, doing podcasts or whatever, it's just it's incredible, man. It really honestly is.
If you're ever down this way, you guys are way up north. If you're ever down this way, you're welcome to come and join us. We have a blast. And, if any listeners out there, you never hear from the big pros or nothing, so, any of them pros want to come and help, take a kid out. It'll change your life. It ain't all about the money, so.
That's true. Well, Dan, why don't you tell everybody, man, where they can find you and they can find what's going on with Nevin's Hunting Friends.
Nevin.
Why keep doing that? Steve, come on, correct me.
I did.
Sorry, dude. I get so tied up in conversation and I lose it. I do this all the time. I'm sorry. That's why we call it Trev's bloopers. So we'll just add it to the reel, I guess.
After the blooper reel. Everybody can go to nevinshuntingfriends.com and look at that. You can see everything from our past photos, past videos, what we're doing, upcoming events, upcoming fundraisers. You can donate on that page. You can also sign up to be a volunteer. Fill out the application right there, and everything comes right in. So you can do everything off that website as far as our organization. You can look us up on Facebook, Instagram. That's the only other 2 we have, and go from there. But it's a blast, and if you're on there, just look up Nevin on Facebook. He'll talk to you.
Don't look up Nevin. If you look up Nevin, you're not going to find him. It's Nevin.
Yeah, if you Google Nevin's Hunting Friends, you'll find it. It's everywhere.
That's awesome.
All over the place.
That's absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, every time that we're on a video or every time we're talking to somebody on the phone, we always say, remember, take a kid out hunting so he or she can enjoy it as you can. We say that all the time. And we'll stick with that. So,
no better way to end it. For everybody else, thanks for taking the ride right here on the Outdoor Drive.